Yo, what is going on, guys? Yeah, we are 8 days away from the NFL draft. Who's excited? I'm excited. Jay all day is excited. Anyone else see that ridiculous Pat McAfee interview with Aaron Rodgers today? Dude, Aaron Rodgers is the worst. Aaron Rodgers is the worst. But yeah, guys, we're going to talk about the NFL draft a little bit today. Some options for the teams that you love, right? NFL draft is always a big deal, and we see how it can catapult a team to the next level. Just look what the Philadelphia Eagles did last year, repping the Bird Gang. A lot of guys that they drafted last year were immediate contributors to a Super Bowl winning team. Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, you could really see just how big of a deal the draft is. And you know, your success in the NFL, especially when you are paying a quarterback big numbers, is how well you draft. And if you can't draft well, your football team will not be good. Look at the Dallas Cowboys, a team that hasn't done a lot of free agency, hasn't really groomed players to be difference makers at the NFL level. It's a big deal, man. You got to draft well. You know, a lot of big choices and opportunities for teams to get their program to the next level. So, guys, I want to talk to you today about the NFL draft. We'll bring up where I think teams are going, see what's going on, where I think they might draft, and let's have some fun. Oh, thanks so much, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, we're just going to chat it up, talk about a little bit of NFL draft time. Let's start with the Philadelphia Eagles and the NFC East. We'll go Dallas Cowboys first. You know, where do they go? I mean, they need offensive weapons desperately, guys. This team is not very good. Straight up, they're not very good. These are the weapons that the Cowboys are working with right now. CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson is cooked. Kevontae Turpin, Javonte Williams. Like, how is quote-unquote America's team running this team out there and think they're going to compete with the Commanders, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the likes of the rest of the NFC, like the Vikings and the Lions and the Rams? This Cowboys team needs a lot of help. Could they go Ted McMillan if he's available at number 12? That makes some sense. A guy like Matthew Golden, another guy I really like. He's actually one of my favorite players in this draft, straight up. He's really good separator. He would be a huge difference maker for the Cowboys, in my opinion, guys. I think he would be a huge difference maker. Hold on, I gotta jack this light up a little bit. Brighten it up in here, guys. Let's go. Yeah, I think the Cowboys need to go offensive weapon, probably. I could honestly see them going corner too, probably. That could be interesting for them. You know, Deron Bland's in a contract year. You know, Trevon Diggs is coming off a major knee injury. Or they could go offensive line. Maybe Will Campbell, Armand Membu, Kelvin Banks. What's up, Tyson? Welcome to the chat, buddy. Guys, we're only 29 subscribers away from 15,000. So, if you want some more NFL content, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. But yeah, I think the tight ends are a possibility for the Cowboys at 12. Tyler Warren and Colston Loveland. Ted McMillan, Matthew Golden. And maybe Will Johnson. And maybe Johnny Barron, maybe. But, nice, man. Yeah, next we're going to talk about the New York Football Giants. What's up, Amzar? Thank you for subscribing, man. Why? What's the end goal? What does that mean? So, Chris, where do you think Tyler Warren goes? The Saints are interesting at 9. The Jets, maybe? Where do you think Tyler Warren goes, Chris, if you don't think he's going to be available at 12? See, Chris, I think the Jets go Armand Membu. I think they go Armand Membu, right? So they have Olu Fashanu at left tackle. If you bring in Armand Membu at right tackle, dude, that offensive line is looking great. And then Justin Fields can work with Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. I don't think that if they go tight end, they still have a lot. Like, remember, Morgan Moses left. I'm collecting subscribers because I'm growing this channel. Yes. Yeah, I do make money on YouTube. That's the whole point. Yeah, I don't think the Jets go Tyler Warren at 7. I don't. I think Armand Membu's the pick. That's what I would do. The Jets might think otherwise. You know, maybe they go a defensive player. But, yeah, I don't know. I think Armand Membu's a great pick. What's up, Andrew? How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the chat. But if they have a crap offensive line, Chris, what difference does that make? Morgan Moses is gone. They have nobody to play right tackle. Who's going to play right tackle and protect Justin Fields, Chris? That's like a serious question. I'm not, you know, it's not hyperbole, right? So, all right, Tyson, later. But yeah, I just think that they would really benefit long term. And let's be honest, Justin Fields is not on right tackles. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, Chris. You know, so what guy in the second and third round are you going to plug and play at starter at right tackle? Charles Grant, maybe? Yeah. Andrew, I've been mocking this guy to the Packers. Jaden Higgins, dude. Jaden Higgins is a dog. Yo, hey, Gods and me. Go buzz off, dude. No one's making you be here. I don't give a shit what you had to say. At all whatsoever. So, if you don't like it, you don't like me, peace, deuces. But everyone knows the realist is right here. And just ask how many NFL fans I made so much money last year. That's why I got 15K. So go buzz off, Gods and me. Right tackle is the easier spot on the line? Says who? That's the craziest thing I ever heard in my whole life. They already have a left tackle. So that's why they need to draft a right tackle. They drafted Olufashinu last year. He's the left tackle. That's why. Yeah, I agree with that. I could see the Colts moving up, Anthony, for sure. The Colts could definitely move up and want to take a guy like Tyler Warren. The Dolphins are going to go defense, man. They want to trade Jalen Ramsey. Their safeties are absolutely terrible. Javon Holland left. So for me, the Dolphins 100% are going to go defense, right? So I don't think Tyler Warren is in play for the Dolphins at all whatsoever. Yeah, I'm a big UFC guy. This channel originally, yeah, Andrew, 100% I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live all during the day, and then I'm going to try to figure out this, Streamlabs thing and go live with the ESPN draft thing, live for everybody to see, You said on the line. You didn't say left tackle or right tackle, but it's not this. It's a different game now, Chris. Like, not the best pass rusher is going against left tackles anymore. They move the ends around. So I disagree with that at all. And look how valuable Lane Johnson is to the Eagles. He's a Hall of Famer, and they won the Super Bowl. So people that want to just put anyone at right tackle are going to continue to lose and lose and lose and lose. Yeah, I mean, Abdul Carter would look great in Eagles green for sure, but that's not going to happen. I think he goes number 3 to the Giants. That's where I think Abdul Carter goes. Oh, nice, Andrew. That's awesome, man. I'm glad that you got to see Jordan Love. Hopefully he plays a little bit better for you guys this year. And the whining crybaby Packers, no tush push, no tush push. I love you, Andrew, but that's some baby stuff right there, bro. But that's not true anymore, Anthony. That might have been true 10 years ago, but it's not true anymore. Like, they move around outside linebackers and edge defenders all over the defensive line. That's just not true anymore. Yeah, I don't know about Jordan Love. I mean, the Packers, they play in a really tough division. It's really uphill battle for the Packers if they want to win. But I'm just saying, the Jets don't have anyone to play right tackle. Who's going to play right tackle for the Jets? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think Tyler Booker and I like yeah, I like Tyler Booker. I definitely think he can play right guard. For sure. And Eagles like them big, and he's a big boy. I don't think so. I think a team like the Rams at 26 are definitely in play, Anthony, for a guy like Trey Amos. He's a big physical corner, not coming off an injury like Will Johnson and Ben Morrison and Savon Revel. Like Trey Amos might be a safer bet. If he went in the early 20s, I wouldn't be surprised at all whatsoever. Trey Amos is big, he's physical, he's got good length. He can do a little bit of everything, right? So Trey Amos is definitely in play to go off the board, in the 20s. And, look how valuable Quinyon Mitchell was for the Eagles last year. Everybody passed up on Quinyon Mitchell, and he fell to the Eagles. And he was so dominant this year, right? So passing up on really good cornerbacks, I think the league might realize that, right? Yeah, I like Tyler Booker for sure. I think the Eagles need to fill some holes on the D line and outside linebacker before they draft a guard. That's just my opinion. I like Tyler Booker. If he falls to the second round and the Eagles are in a position to move up and take a guy like Tyler Booker, that makes way more sense to me than drafting him at 32. I think the Saints are definitely, Chris, I think the Saints are definitely in play for Shedeur Sanders at 9. I don't think the Jets are going to do it, bringing in Fields. I think they gave him you're going to be our guy, tip of the cap kind of situation, right? So, he could go Pittsburgh, the Saints, or a team like the Giants or the Browns trade picks to move up from their second round pick into the first round to get that 5 years of control. That makes some sense. I think the Packers might need to go cornerback, Andrew. If Jair Alexander bounces, which seems like that's what's going to happen, their cornerback situation is dire, man. I would not be surprised at all if they went cornerback in round 1. I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. They really could, Anthony. I think you're on the money, but you want to get a corner like what's his name, like a Jody Barron that can also play like nickel or play safety. You want to get you want to pick one true corner, maybe with that 22 pick, and then at 48, you take like a safety nickel hybrid kind of situation. I know, but you're not winning a Super Bowl with those cornerbacks, bro, Andrew. Then you have no depth. If Jair's gone and then Nate Hobbs is your, the cornerback situation there is not great. I think you need to take a premium pick. Yeah, humble servant. I could definitely see Malachi Starks could potentially go to the Dolphins. The Dolphins secondary is in shambles right now, right? Javon Holland left. Both of the safeties that are plugged in, written in as starters right now, are not starting worthy safeties. Jalen Ramsey's on the trade block. The corner, it's a disaster there. Yeah, Andrew, I think you're right on the money. Cornerback, edge, wide receiver. That definitely makes sense for the Packers for me. Yeah. JFK, what's going on? Welcome to the chat, dude. Yeah, the Giants at 3, 34, 65, 99. They got 4 picks in the top 100. Very, very impressive. Yeah, if they bring in Abdul Carter, that D line with Thibodeaux, Lawrence, and Brian Burns, already looking pretty nasty, guys. Looking pretty nasty. Yeah, and then in round 2, I think I want to address the secondary. You could probably go safety there. Maybe another wide receiver. Guy like Jaden Higgins. Put him outside with Malik Neighbors. Woo, baby. That looks good. That could be really, really good. Emeka Ibuka's on the board too. That could be interesting for them in the second round. A guy like Jahad Campbell. And then Philadelphia Eagles, guys, we're drafting 32, 64, 96. I think we got to go D-line, edge, something like that. That makes some sense for the Philadelphia Eagles. And then offensive line in the second and third round. They're pretty similar players. I think Malachi Starks is probably like a higher IQ guy. And then Nick Emmanwori has all the physical traits that you could want. Maybe not as cerebral of a player. So it's kind of like, what do you want to bet on? You want to bet on the IQ or you want to bet on the high upside traits? Yeah, there's been, and the Browns beat the Ravens this year. Upsets happen all the time, guys. That's just kind of a part of it. Just a part of the game. Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. But I appreciate you guys all tuning in to the live stream. We're up to 14,974, guys. 26 more to go. Yeah, Malachi Starks, I think he's more of a safety than a nickel. I don't know if I like his athleticism, but nickel corners are usually like smaller, quicker, twitchier guys, I'd probably keep Malachi Starks at safety if I had my druthers, But yeah, Nick Emmanwori is just a big physical guy. Kind of been sliding down some draft boards as of late. I think most of these safeties, except maybe Malachi Starks, I don't know. Are the Dolphins going to like Starks or Emmanwori better? But I think this Dolphins might be the only team taking a safety in the first round. Yeah, I like Edgerrin Cooper too, man. He's my dog. Yeah, they're very similar in size and athleticism. Kyle Hamilton's an excellent player, though, man. He's got to prove it at the next level for me. Kyle Hamilton, when he came out of the draft, was one of my favorite players in the draft. I wanted the Eagles to get him, I don't know. This might be a stick and pick draft, Chris. Could be a stick and pick. I don't know if there's a lot of really good players worthy of jumping up for. Maybe late in the first round for a quarterback 25 through 32. Maybe a team like the Browns or the Giants move up. But I think this is going to be a lot of stick and pick. I really do. Unless the Giants get really desperate and they want to trade the farm for Cam Ward. But I don't see that happening, man. What's up, Antonio? Welcome to the chat, buddy. Yeah, I agree with Antonio 100%. I just think he's a, higher floor guy. I just think he's a more cerebral player, smart guy. Malachi Starks could come in and be the general of your defense right away. I think even a team like the Bengals could really use a guy like Malachi Starks. I think that's the latest he's on the draft board as at 17, Yeah, Edgerrin Cooper, I loved him. If you followed my draft content last year, Edgerrin Cooper was one of my favorite players in the draft. And he played pretty damn well this year for the Packers, so I'm excited about that. I love when I watch tape on a guy and I come to a conclusion and everything I see on tape translates to the next level. Edgerrin Cooper was one of those guys for me. Yeah, I think Stutzman might be a reach in the second round. I think a lot of these linebackers like Stutzman and Kaiser are probably going to be like late third, fourth round picks, in my opinion. There's a couple linebackers that could maybe go a little bit earlier than that. When you look at this, linebackers is one of those positions that tends to fall on draft day for whatever reason. You can get good players later in the draft that are similar. Like, minus Jihad Campbell, I don't see an off-ball linebacker that's, like, worthy. Demetrius Knight, a lot of people like, too. And Carson Schlesinger from UCLA, he's really been running up draft boards, but I don't know. I don't know if they're round 2 guys. Chris Paul from Ole Miss is on there. Danny Stutzman, off-ball linebacker-wise, I mean, PFF has him as 194 overall, 6'4", 241. I think Stutzman's probably more of a 4th or 5th round pick. I'm not drafting him in the second round, that's for sure. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was only born in Philadelphia. I was only raised in Philadelphia just to be a closet Cowboys fan. That was my game plan. Yeah, 100% humble servant. I agree. I think they're going to look D-line to replace Milton Williams. Look at edge, like a Donovan Ezeraku to replace Josh Sweat. And then they need a safety, too, with C.J. Gardner-Johnson bouncing. He's out of town. And then they need another outside cornerback, too. So that's kind of like where I think the Eagles are fitting in these first few rounds. I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles, they have 4 fifth-round picks. So I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if they package some of those picks to move up maybe in the 3rd or 2nd round, Yeah, I think Ashton Jeanty is the best running back in this draft class. I think Omarion Hampton is right there with him, though. They're like 1A and 1B, in my opinion. Ashton Jeanty's a little smaller, 5'10", you know what I mean? Not a big guy, but he's really hard to get to the ground. That contact balance is some of the best I've ever seen covering football. He's an exceptionally talented guy. Him and Omarion Hampton, are both worthy of first-round picks. I think Jeanty probably goes top 10. I don't see him going past the Bears. There's no way Ben Johnson lets Ashton Jeanty pass the Bears. No freaking way. And then I think Omarion Hampton probably goes to the Broncos. That makes some sense. Primetime Stephen Joyce, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to the chat. Guys, if you're new to the channel, my name's Jay, host of the Jay All Day NFL Show, former Bleacher Report writer turned YouTuber. Guys, we have like 20 more subscribers to get to 15K. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. All right. Jaden Higgins, man, Anthony, I think Jaden Higgins, when all the dust settles, will be the best wide receiver in this draft class. He's big, he's strong, he's physical, he's a good separator. He could do the back shoulders, man. He could do a little bit of everything, man. He's got a lot of A.J. Brown in him. I want to see him get a little more physical with that big frame, but, dude, Jaden Higgins. And I like Matthew Golden, too. I love his separation. I think he's exceptionally talented. I like Colston Loveland, too. The quarterback play at Michigan was pretty ass. So I think Colston Loveland, the sky's the limit for him. What's he like, 6'4", 255? I think he's big enough to be in line in the slot. You can line him all over the formations. I love that. And Charles Grant from William & Mary, really long guy, almost 35-inch arms. And another guy, I watched the tape and I was very impressed, is Darius Alexander from Toledo, defensive lineman. He's got 34 and like 6/8 or something, like 3/4 arms or whatever. And he's really, really good at just like sticking those long arms out there, shedding blockers and making plays, man. He's really impressive. He's a little bit older, so that's why he's going to fall probably to the second round, but Darius Alexander's a dog. But yeah, I mean, JFK, they got a lot of picks, but they're not great with the cap. They got to pay Micah Parsons. They're paying CeeDee Lamb and Prescott $1 bajillion. So, like, they got to do it. Yeah, I mean, Antonio, I don't disagree with anyone that says that. Omarion Hampton can really, really do it all, man. He's The more I watch the tape on Omarion Hampton, the more I like him. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's fast enough for the outside zone, strong enough to play inside zone. He can run gap schemes too if he wanted to, but yeah, I think the Eagles got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and then 4 fifth-round picks. So I think they have 8 picks. Yeah, Chris, I don't see Sean Payton passing on Omarion Hampton unless like a guy like Walter Nolan falls or like, I don't know. I don't, or like Ted McMillan falls maybe or something like that. Matthew Golden falls. But I think Omarion Hampton definitely goes to the Broncos. Or he's in play. He might go earlier. I could see the freaking Bears taking Omarion Hampton. No bullshit. Antonio, I'm going to be live streaming. I'm going to be live streaming on Thursday night for round 1, and then all day for rounds 2 and 3 on Friday. So, yeah, Dak is, I don't know, man. I mean, Dak doesn't really have the best supporting cast. Like, I'm actually a little higher on Dak Prescott than a lot of people are. Like, if you give Dak Prescott a running game, a tight end that doesn't suck, and 2 wide receivers, like, I think he could be, 10, top 10, like, from 10 to 15. Not a top 10 guy, but close. The draft is next Thursday. Yeah, Prescott he can't stay healthy, man, that's for sure. He can't stay healthy, and that definitely brings his stock down. You can't run the what's that saying? You can't run the club from the tub, right? So it's like he's got to stay healthy, straight up. Straight up. And the freaking Cowboys got a lot of holes, guys. A lot of freaking holes, man. So they need all the draft picks they can get. I'm not like completely sold on their tackle situation. I don't know if Tyler Guyton's going to be that guy. Zach Martin retired. Yeah, I'm excited for the schedule to get released, guys. I think the end of May, the schedule comes out. I'll start breaking down some prediction videos for us on the channel. But, yeah, after the draft, I'm probably going to take a week or 2 off. You know, I've been grinding the gears on this channel, man. Grinding the gears. So, we're closing in on 15,000 subscribers. So, I want to get to 15K, take a little bit of a break, reset, and then get ready for the season, man. I'm ready for the NFL season, guys. I'm ready. My predictions were super solid last year. We crushed it, so. Yeah, as long as I think all Eagles fans feel the same way, humble servant, for sure. And Jerry Jones is just clueless, man. Like, he's so bad. Like, it's a disaster there. They don't do anything in free agency ever. They don't draft particularly well. That's the way to roll, JFK. That's the way to roll, bro. What did you get at the Chinese buffet, JFK? I do like myself some Chinese food. Yo, I live on the West Coast now, and I miss East Coast Chinese food so bad. Yo, I could go for an egg roll and some duck sauce right now. Woo! Yeah, they got to get Jordan Love to play better, man. Jordan Love's got to play better. Yeah, as long as Jerry Jones is there, I don't see the Cowboys doing anything. At all. At all. Yeah, I think they're going to struggle, man. Woo! JFK living the good life, boy. Get that lo mein in your body. I love myself some lo mein, bro. Give me some of that veggie lo mein. Some egg rolls. Woo! I like some spare ribs too, man. Some shrimp fried rice. Yo, that's the ticket, guys. That's the ticket. But yeah, NFL interest is definitely, I think people are a little mock draft and draft out. So the draft will be exciting. I'm excited to do a live stream for you guys. But yeah, we'll see, man. I'm excited for this draft. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I got to find that footage of me watching Quinyon Mitchell get drafted. last year. That was dope. I lost my mind when he got drafted. I was hoping that they were going to get him. Hoping they were going to get him. And when they got Quinyon, I was like, woo! I lost my damn mind. But yeah, I am super excited for the draft, guys. But all right, Miss Penny Lane's got to eat her dinner, so I'm going to sign off for now, guys. Thank you for tuning into the live stream. We'll catch you on the draft, man. I'm going to probably do some more live streams later in the weekend. I'm going to put out all my final mock drafts for teams. I did the Raiders and the Patriots, all the teams that I like to do draft content. I'm going to put out my final mock draft, so make sure you guys stick around, check that out. Hit that like button and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace!